It's an absolute pleasure to be back here with all of you again on the Issues Room. The Issues Room is a podcast here on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and LinkedIn or X, and we're here Tuesdays and Fridays, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 11 p.m., not midnight, but p.m. in Liberia. And of course, at some point we broadcast midnight when the time changes. And that usually takes place somewhere around the fall. But in the meantime, we'd like to welcome you wherever you are to this broadcast. A great conversation here tonight is my anticipation that a lot of you will have the opportunity to call in. We're going to leave the line open in earlier parts of the program. And it's our hope that you will call. The number is there on the rolling screen. It says 404-272-2808. You will call to be a participant here on the show. We also want to ask you to please invite others to join us here tonight. Share the link. The conversation is going to be raw talk. A lot of people may not like it, but it is the fact. And what we're talking about here, how some Liberians continue to show ingratitude to this country, meaning the United States of America. This is where we see it, we feel it, we hear it. We're part of what happens every day. Um, Liberians who have migrated here by whatever means have been here for a long time uh, come out and say that, wait a minute, I can't do this anymore. When you live in this country, it's all about work, 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 and um, no rest. I'm tired and I want to go home. But the issue here is going home to what? What are you going home to? And home is Liberia, we know. Um, you left from Liberia when it was hell. You couldn't survive there because no opportunities. And then you come to a country where you have the opportunity to earn a decent living and do well for yourself. And then you complain about working. But imagine if you went to Liberia and doing nothing. How do you sustain? How do you sustain? And even if you open a business, you still have to work. You can't open a business and not make sure that the business prosper. So you will be also working for yourself. And working for yourself, especially in a third world country where there isn't a lot to protect you and your asset, that compelling to consider. So it is my hope that our conversation here tonight is not going to rub off the wrong way, but we just want to talk about showing gratitude for what God has done for you. Because your transition from a situation of bad and worse to good and also to great should be appreciated. America provides that opportunity. A lot of us in the diaspora wouldn't know what we have become of. And there's a reason for God to gracefully get us out of the situation we find ourselves through diligent prayers. And then when we get transitioned into a new situation, we must embrace that situation and make the best out of it, not to show ingratitude. When it rains, Liberians cry about the rain. Oh, it's raining too much. Oh, the flood is here. Oh, this and that. Then when the sun comes again, oh, the place too hot. So we have to show gratitude for whatever the situation and the context for which we face that situation. We can't continue to cry and cry and cry and expect a different result. We can't. We must work toward the result. So if you just joining us, we say welcome. Please share the link, invite others to join us here tonight. Our conversation is just straight talk. We're going to talk raw tonight. We're going to be sharing with you our perspective, and it's anticipated that many of you will call here tonight. Volcano, Shelton, I'm still awaiting Moses and Alphonso. Hopefully we get joined by them. But anyhow, the line will be open at this point. You can call. As you can see, the number is rolling. I want to start this conversation early with you, our viewers. If you feel the need to call, We embrace the opportunity. Call and weigh in. Tell us your take on the issue. Are you in a situation here where you are desperate to go back to Liberia? That you are crying that all about America is work, work, and work? Is that the situation with you, or is it true that all about America is work, work, and work? And if you work, work, and work, is because you put yourself in a situation to work, work, and work. You probably have not studied what we consider the life work balance. And if you have not studied the work life balance, then of course you will work, work, and work. But why are you working, working, and working? Because maybe your lifestyle, maybe the things that you want that you cannot afford within your salary means of your current job status. So then you go to work and put all that weight on you that forces you to work, work, and work. And what is work, work, and work? Work, first job, work overtime, work a part-time or another full-time job. And when you do that to yourself, considering 24 hours in a day, how are you going to rest? So then why blame it on America? Why blame it on the country? When in fact, thousands of us, if not millions, who were in Liberia had no opportunity to work. And that is why we say millions of people right now in Liberia are crying that there is no job. And those same people who are crying, if God blesses them to transition in the diaspora, they will do the same cry. Where there's employment, where there's an opportunity to work, so you can eat your cake and have it. So for you to make good money, then work one job, use the other time that you're going to work the second job or the third job to go to school. And then when you go to school, you advance yourself, you advance your career, you advance your expertise, which will then provide you an opportunity to work at a higher pay grade so that you don't work, work, and work. But how many of us do that? How many of us? We want to live in a $300,000 house. And especially right now in the economy, houses are so expensive. The prices of cars are way in the roof. But we want to drive the latest cars because we see our friends, our family members, even our acquaintances in those expensive cars. We don't know how they're getting it. We don't know how the man is paying his mortgage for his high 300 or $500,000 house. But we want to emulate that lifestyle. But yet, we don't have the expertise. We don't have the qualification in the highest sphere. We don't have the competency. So then we end up doing more for less. Meaning you work your first job, bare minimum, the paycheck after taxes can barely pay for the house mortgage. You take a second job, portion of that goes toward the finishing of the mortgage and your car note, your insurance. Then you take another part-time to probably pay for the other bills. But in that same vein, you want to be able to save. Then you got family and relatives who are pounding you for support. But not only that, you want to take on projects in Liberia, build your dream home. But if you don't work here, how do you build that dream home in Liberia? So instead of being ingratitudinal, instead of complaining, your focus should be to advance yourself so that you'll be able to have a life-work balance. And in the absence of a work-life balance, you're going to continue down this road. You're going to struggle. You're going to cry. You're going to complain because that's all it's going to be. It's not going to change. So we can liken the situation of being in America and considering to be working, working, working because we're doing dumb stuff instead of preparing ourselves and increasing our potential. We can liken the same condition, cry, 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 to Liberia. We change government after government and we get the same result. We get a depreciated economy. We get an economy that cannot produce jobs for the people. Only a few people continue to get rich. We don't have the basic incentives, the amenities. We don't have the facilities. So we took our problems and we brought them in the diaspora and we complain in the diaspora that provides the conduits through which we can improve our lives. Instead of taking advantage of that, we come to live outside of our means and then we cry, oh, the country here too high. Oh, the people, then just make you work, work, work. All the little thing you work for, you put it on bills, on bills, on bills. But who told you the bills that you got here, that the bills you had in Liberia, you forced to buy big car, you forced to buy Moses, you life, you got to advance yourself. You forced to buy a big house. You won't be like Moses Sandy. You know what type of job Moses got? Because you see Moses living in Delaware, Newcastle. You get a place near alone, that English town. Move to Newcastle, you don't even know the tax. So that's why we're here tonight to talk about this continued ingratitude, all because we have not done what is right. And God just looks at Moses and laughs because he said, there are other people, I don't know what to do with them. You're in Liberia eating Bubba John with dry rice and chicken soup. I bring you here again. I give you life, you still complain. Then you say you want to go back to Liberia. When you go back to Liberia, nothing there. Steak, then you want to run back here. Then before you can make the flight, you die. What are we to do? Come here, brother. Welcome.
Thank you, Volcano. Let me say thanks to the many people viewing out there. It's always good being here. A very important discussion, you know. Uh, I heard you talk about the ingratitude, and honestly speaking, we see a high level of ingratitude being displayed by most of our people.
Mhm.
Like you said, the decisions we make, those decisions can either affect us positively or negatively. If you see a volcano shut on, or you see a Joe Mason, or you see any of our colleagues driving a 2024 Lexus, you don't know what this guy brings in monthly or bi-weekly. You don't know the kind of job he does. And someone is telling you, oh, my man, man, volcano driving a Lexus, I can drive the same Lexus. I mean, this is a country of credit. You can go to the dealership and they tell you, say, well, you want a 2024 Lexus, we can give you one. And your monthly is going to be $600. Your monthly payment, you got auto insurance. So hypothetically, you'll be paying $1,000 a month. But guess what? You work at McDonald's and you earn $15 an hour. So every week, your gross income is $600. And let's even be nice to you. We'll give you all our money. We don't want to take no taxes from you. So the people gave you $2,400 a month. Can you keep that car? Of course not. And these are some of the decisions that our people make. They get overwhelmed. Then they say, oh, now I got to leave the country. We pay bills, we pay bills, we pay bills. A good number of our people, Volcano, this is the problem. Unnecessary competition. The man lives in a $500,000 home. He may be the man makes $150,000 a year. You're making $30,000 a year. You say I will take three jobs only because you want to unnecessarily compete. It gets to a point it becomes overwhelming for you. You want to run to Liberia where there's no accountability. And you know, Volcano, what it means. Working here is accountability. They're not going to have you on your cell phone 24/7, and you're not going to work for 2 hours. In Liberia, you can do that because no one holds anybody accountable. It's about who you're connected to. The recruitment process is not rigorous, it's about who you know. So this is why a lot of our colleagues come here, they don't succeed. I mean, I'm not trying to put people down, but a good number of our colleagues come here, they don't succeed. So these people literally, so this place is hard, but they don't want to go back.
So
Yeah,
and you said something about the employment in Liberia. People literally want to go to work and get paid for a full day, but only work for 2 hours.
yeah,
And even while there for 2 hours, they're producing nothing. We're not even talking about the content of the job,
mhm.
the deliverables, what you're supposed to do. We're just talking about being there 8 hours,
The regular 8 hours.
8 hours, and they can't do it.
Yeah,
So you come into a country where your 8 hours, you're being paid for it. There's no compromise on it.
no,
You're being paid for it. Now, you work your second 8 hours, you get time and a half. Some places they pay you double time.
yes,
It's on the need of the organization.
hmm,
They pay you double time. Then you want a third job.
yeah,
After those two shifts, then you go to do part time.
hmm.
So how many hours in the day? 24.
Yeah, don't want to do 24 one day.
How much will you sleep out of that 24? What is your sleep time out of it? What is your drive
Yeah,
time? What is your family time? What is your own taking shower? Like someone who stay
yeah.
in the bathroom for 1.5 hours every day. One and a half
Man,
hours.
you'll
I,
be late every day, Volcano.
I stay in the bathroom 1.5 hours every day. So I got to get a certain time. Anybody who know me said I meant go in the bathroom first before him. Because I don't know where he's going. Every day, my man, I in the bathroom. For
Yeah,
to say the truth. So I'm adding bathroom time.
of
You hear me?
course. Yeah.
I'm adding bathroom time.
Mhm.
I'm adding all of these other things. So how much time in a day for you to do three jobs? You
Not
do
bad.
three jobs because you fail to advance yourself.
Mhm.
If you advance yourself, welcome Alfonso. If you advance yourself, you will be able to not have to do three jobs.
Oh,
But you also got to live within your means.
absolutely.
You can't be trying to be like Mr. Yeno, who is a legal advocate who works in New York.
I know.
You know how the man get into New York? The man office is in a
Man, there.
1,000-story building. The man looking over the whole place. Then you won't say you won't be like him. You
Yeah,
be like him.
no,
So then, when you have mixed up your life, then you start to show ingratitude.
yeah.
Then you start complaining your country too hard.
Mhm.
Who told you this country hard? If you were working in Liberia the same way that you were working here, your country would be way ahead of time.
That's right.
But you're not even putting enough hours into your country's economy. So you can advance. Then God brings you here, gives you an opportunity, then you want to complain. So why
Complain.
all this complaining? Liberians complain the country too hard, the country too hard. You made the country hard on yourself.
Yeah.
Also, you're muted.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. Sorry, I had to switch gadgets. I was using my leg, how do you call it?
We
Uh,
got you.
my leg Lenovo, and then it was giving trouble, so I had to switch to an Apple machine, just like Volcano.
See,
Yeah.
since I got this Apple, you don't hear anybody.
So
Oh,
I had to go grab the Apple and switch to it. So I'm glad to be here. But yes, as you were saying, everything we do in life, no matter where you are, it's about your approach. It's about how you manage things, it's about how you approach things. Even Liberia, if you're earning your little $50, $75 more, and you still want to go to Balakasa and all that thing there, other places, you will still encounter situations just as you would in London, in New York, everywhere. So again, it's all about management, the way we approach things. I think though, one of the key problems in this country that gave us hard time, and even that affects our ability as Liberians to contribute back home, is that we like too much solo things. And in this country, there's no company, or very few companies, I should say, that were built by somebody just putting money from the pocket or based upon the money they save and go and start a business or whatever the case may be. A lot of the corporations, a lot of successful companies are joint ventures. People join together. For example, Moses with his six-figure salary, Volcano with six-figure salary. Say at the end of the year, Moses, when you file your taxes or whatever live money, let's put 5,000, $5,000 and go start some kind of water ice business in Liberia. Let's buy some kind of something and do it. But you know what we do? We get that money, we run to Liberia, we start enjoying, we start finding all kinds of things to do. We come by, we say, Liberia sweet, Liberia sweet. Or you go, you turn it down. It won't work because, first of all, given the facilities we have in Liberia, it was very capital intensive to start any business. What are small businesses now? Imagine you got to buy your own generator because no LEC electricity.
But we'll come to the Liberian side.
But that's the
Yeah,
point I wanted to address and make too. But yeah, when we get there, we'll go in detail.
yeah,
So, but I'm glad to be here with you guys.
yeah. So the point here is that we come here, we're given an opportunity to explore and to advance because this culture provides that. This society, this economy provides that. But in the token of doing that, we expand ourselves because we want to live a certain lifestyle. And then we fail to use the opportunity or seize the opportunity to grow. So based on that, we then struggle to make ends meet here. We have to work more jobs and we don't have a life work balance.
You
So
know,
as a result, we complain. Oh, this country too hard. This country too hard. I work. Me, I tired now. I ready to go back home. So the point that you just made would be where we will get to. Because what are you going back home to? What did you prepare for you to go back home to? You getting me, Alfonso?
I get you.
So
Yeah,
let's focus here now.
yeah, yeah.
Why is it that Liberians show this degree of ingratitude to God, who saw our plight, who said these people are suffering, they're in civil war, no, nothing in the economy, nothing in the country to produce a good living for them. I will advance some of them out of there. Whether you came on visitor visa, whether you came on green card, whether you came as a refugee, whatever it is, I would take a lot of them and bring them into the diaspora. You come in the diaspora, you don't have your head on your shoulder. Some of the people who complain never work in their lives. They went to refugee camp. Maybe it was a woman who was in the house. The man bring the food money and put it on the table. She doesn't have no skills. She know nothing about work. Then they drop her in Philadelphia with 5 children because the man was killed in the war. So the first thing now, where do you start from? You start now, you start working, you start putting a whole lot of bills on yourself. Then you get frustrated.
that's right.
That's where we are. So let's hear from you.
I think it's a good point. Part of the reason too, which I hope our community organizations and professionals can assist with, is people come without that literacy. We don't come with financial literacy. We don't come with credit literacy because we don't have credit literacy in Liberia to build credit and do whatever. As you just said, a lot of women didn't work before because they were not a lot of them were not prepared or the jobs were not available. Our society was a male-dominated society where men got the job, women stayed home and did whatever. Now women are suddenly thrust into a situation where they have to work, manage the family, and do whatever. Some also came in without even knowing that you can build credit. That in fact, this society is primarily a credit-driven society. So all of these challenges people face in addition, of course, to trying to live above our means. And all of these things are complications, and I hope our this program is very great in that it will serve as a way to educate individual Liberians about the challenges in this country and how to really make it. But I hope that our community organizations, the Delaware Library Association, the Philadelphia, Pennsylvania Library Association, the Library Association in Trenton, in Newark, New Jersey, whatever, will begin to undertake these tasks of educating people when they come here and preparing them, especially when it comes to financial literacy and how you can make it in this country. So we don't get saddled with all of these debts. So we don't get, to try to live be above our means and all of those things. I think that would be helpful. A lot of other immigrant communities that came before us and even that came during our time did and are doing those kinds of things. And because they're doing those things, that people are not making those type of mistakes that we are making. So it's important, A, use this forum to educate people, but B, use our community organizations, these associations I talk about, even EULA and the counter groups and stuff, to prepare people to understand these things. There are also public services. You can walk to a library, for example, but people don't even know those things. So it's important to educate our people about these things so that we know about them, so we don't strive to drive the big car like everybody else does. You don't even know how that person got the big car and all of those things, and that what drives people into financial problems and some people into crimes.
Yeah. So if you just join us, please, 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 you can call. The line is open. 404-272-2808. This is a group conversation. It's not more of an interview style. We're just having a straight talk conversation here, enlighten our community, our people. And so we want you to participate. If you have your opinion, Bennett or Kerner, call MOBA, the opportunity, call and tell us, what are you doing to be a success story? Are you also crying, America too high, you won't go home? And you tired? You crying? If you're not crying and you got a success story to tell some of us, we can learn from you. Let's share it, like Alfonso said. Our local community organizations are not doing much to give our people the opportunity to learn on how to manage and on how to live within their means. And so people get overwhelmed, and that is why they're trying to, be so in gratitude now to God who has granted us an opportunity. Just being alive alone is a plus. So call in 404-272-2808. Just look on the running board on the screen and just participate. Tell us your success story. Tell us what you know. Come in, Moses.
Yeah, look, quickly, I just want to provide a little bit of education here, which I think is very helpful for our people.
Just pause. There's a call.
Okay, sure. Yeah,
Let's
sure.
take this caller quick.
Sure. Mhm.
The caller is calling from Delaware 5020. Welcome to the show.
Yes, how you doing? This is Freddy Moyi.
Hey, Frederick, how are you? Welcome. Been a little
Thank you.
bit. How long? I mean, you been a while. What happened, my man?
Nothing. I mean, I can be watching the show.
Oh, you can be.
Yeah.
You can't comment this time.
No.
Oh, man.
You're watching the
Well,
rescue tree, eh?
no. I will. I will tell you. As I made my point, I'll just leave that. But as I made my point towards the topic, then you will know why.
Okay, go ahead, buddy.
Yeah. But anyway, thank you for the topic. When I was in Liberia, most of my friends, we had all the plans. And, okay, when I get to America, if I get a chance, I will do X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, in Liberia, but then I was not working. I had never worked to earn maybe $1,000 or 1,500 2 weeks before. So when the chance given to you or me or any Liberians when they come here, because they were not working back to make such a money, they think making that money every 2 weeks
It's too plenty.
is too plenty. So
They
I
know.
think Liberians easily get certified. And, Like I always tell my story to people. When I came, I never worked in Liberia before. When I came, I was a boss boy. I was going to college. So when I graduated, I had a part-time job, but I went back to college. Fast forward, as I obtained a college degree, my pay rate changed. Where I used to be working, overtime or working on weekends or, begging for hours, those days are behind me now. And sometimes when I tell my story to some of my friends, it just enter the left ear and, it get outside. But like you said, if you advance yourself, the more education. When I tell people, look, I work from home. So to answer your question, why I don't come on the show, I'll write in my report. Every Friday I gotta write my report to send it to my superior. You know, but most people they don't want to advance themselves because they never work back. So the little money they think they're making, by working over time, they think they're making money. And, as one of my friends said, the day you get married, your wife, you live together. On the weekend, you're working double. That one want to go all over America and you're working double. All to create problems. So start now to prepare yourself because nobody knows tomorrow. And another thing is when you are educated from here and get experience, when you go back to Liberia, you become a hot cake. But some people, when you talk to some of your Liberian brothers and sisters, they don't want to listen to you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So I want to make that contribution.
Thank you. Thank you, Frederick. All right, Moses.
Yeah.
Let's-
Quickly, let me just say something about what I call us. In the United States, there's what they call dignity of labor. Yeah, I do encourage our people to go to school, get advanced degree, but you do not necessarily need to have an advanced degree to succeed in the United States. Whatever discipline that you find yourself in, you dedicate yourself and do that to the best of your ability. You will succeed. We have seen a lot of successful people here. I know a couple of friends who are not college graduates, but you guys live in homes that cost over $500,000. They earn even more money than some of us who have graduate degrees. So I'm saying to you that you can succeed. All you need to do, be focused and do the right thing. That is something that I want to share with our people today. First, the education I want to provide is that when you come to this country, if you want to succeed in the United States, please do not depend on social services or what we call welfare. The welfare laws are very punitive. Those laws are intended if you want to do well. Yes, these services are put in place to help individuals who are in crisis situation. You don't have a job, you don't have any kind of income. The state may give you public housing, they may give you cash assistance, they may give you medical. But the laws of requirement are so punitive, Volcano. If you have a family of four and someone tell you that your yearly income cannot exceed $20,000, if you get contented with that, obviously you're going to live in abject poverty. You cannot go beyond the project. Oh, I get subsidized housing or my payment is $300 a month. But do you know how long you're going to stay in that project? It means that what you want to do in life, you're not going to do it because now you're stuck. You're getting free food stamps. Oh, they gave me $1,000 food stamp every month, and you sit down to the house, you're flipping channels. Find a job to help you advance beyond that. Do not allow welfare or social services to make you remain in poverty. We have a high level of destitution amongst African Americans in this country because a greater percentage of these people are dependent on social services. I see a lot of immigrants come as a social worker. I talk to them, I engage with them, I help them link them to services. And sometimes I tell them, you have to go beyond this. Number two, credit. Some of us, the first thing the guys come, somebody sent you a credit card with a balance of $500, a bank balance of $500. Now you get this card, it tells, oh well, your monthly payment is $5. You get contented with that. Oh, if you pay $5 every month, maybe about $4.90 going to interest and all the other fees. It means that you
Only
only paying 10 cents.
visible.
Yes, only 10 cents you're paying towards
Yep.
that principal. You know how long it's going to take you? Oh, my man, my payment at $5. When they tell you to pay $5, pay $25, pay $50. That will help to advance the credit. That will help to improve your credit rating. And then you begin to advance. And do not use your credit card for shopping spree. You go to a function or your man saying, oh, my man, I will charge you on my card. Drink anything on me. These are
Oh
things that
no,
we do.
you can drink anything. You can even bring your friends. They can drink home.
Yeah, the man goes to the mall, he buying things that he doesn't
Let me
intend to
share
buy.
this one with you, right? So
Yeah,
I've never used credit card or debit card in Liberia,
yeah,
but I go to places where I see my man until the beard is swapping it.
yeah, the shopping is.
That's why I'm asking myself. I said, these guys are brave. You come in a third world country where there's no mechanism to protect
Yeah,
your financial
yeah,
or situation, and you just here swapping credit card.
swapping it,
You
yeah.
know.
Mhm.
So when you make that kind of serious mistake and something happen, what's the redress?
Yeah,
Yeah. So I just wanted to say,
yeah, it's
yeah, like you said,
it's, it's 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 good that you said that. And then the key thing you said, Volcano, we should always learn to live within our income. Everything you do. If you want to rent an apartment, that apartment you're going to rent, if you make $10 an hour, your monthly income, if your monthly income is $1,000, do not take a home because you think they're always going to be overtime. You are living beyond your income. And these are the guys that go to work. They become so disgruntled with their supervisor.
mhm.
Oh, I asked the man for hours. The man won't give me hours. But my man, the man is not under obligation to give you hours because you are Liberian. And when they do all this crazy stuff, they make life miserable. Then they are constantly relocating from one city to another. It gets to a point they can no longer handle that. They say, oh, my man, the country is too hard, man. I got to go. What are you going to in Liberia? You got no foundation. You're not doing anything meaningful. You're not taking any education to Liberia. You're not just going to go then government throw you, I mean, people in government throw you into government job. It's going to take time.
Or you got connection, you're getting the government job,
Yeah,
but
but sometimes the frustration, Volcano.
you got nothing to offer.
Yeah, so there are a lot of things that our people need to learn. Let me stop there and give you guys the opportunity. Yeah, to share.
Come here, Alfonso.
Yeah, I agree with all of these. Um, Fergie made an important point. Moses
Yeah.
made several important points for Canada did, but Fergie made a very important point in life. In life, that's why people look at experience. Experience is a game changer.
Mhm.
Experience is a very good teacher. The small children that born here, your child, my child, whatever, they start off at a good age. We give them small money, we put card money on their card, we say go manage it. That's the way you train people to manage money and resources.
Mhm.
At 15, 14, sunny year, you say go do some work. Even in the house, you say work here and do this with
Yeah,
those kinds of
yeah,
things.
yeah.
Or they go out, they work at McDonald's, they work at something to earn and they learn these skills. We don't have that coming from back home. We come here, we run into problems. As Fergie talked about education, that's critical. But how many of our young people come here and have the opportunity of somebody mentoring them and telling them, look, go to school, you can go to school, you can do this. You don't have to take 18 credits. You don't have to go to a university right away. You don't have to earn a master's degree, as Moses said. Right now in this country, where the money is coming from now is making chips. Chip making is now the children that making chip right out of high school or junior high school, they make over $100,000. What is that? Is that information flowing to our young people? Do they even know about that? Where you live, your environment dictates, and you guys are social workers and social experts
Yeah,
and practitioners, so you know that your environment dictates a very significant portion of how you live
of
in
course.
your life.
Mhm.
So if you come in a community where people doing doubles and bank and buying big cars that's what you're going to do. Very few people will get out of that. So there has to be a system in place. When I hate to say this, when the Italian immigrants came, when the Jewish immigrants came, when other people, they had this safety net. They had this thing of educating them to say you can go to school, you can be working at night and still go to community college or Philadelphia. As a matter of fact, because you live in Philadelphia, live in Delaware, you can go to Delaware County Community College and pay little or nothing. You can do this. You can take. You don't have to take 18 credits. You can take 5 or 3 or 2, and gradually you will get there. We have to build such a system in our community. And as I said before, financial literacy is the key in this place.
That's
Um, if
important.
you don't have, Moses talk about credit. If you don't have financial literacy, you jump into a serious problem,
Yeah.
and then to dig yourself out becomes difficult. I always tell people, "Well, I'm moving to this state." They say, "Good day." I say there are two things that follow you. Your credit follows you. You can never leave it back. You can never leave your credit back once in America. I don't care what you do.
Yeah.
If your credit giving you hard time in Philadelphia or giving you hard time in New York, when you
You
go to
follow you, bro.
it will give you hard time. I don't care what you do. It's not going to stay behind. The other thing that follows you is your education, your skills. Now, education is not just degree, your
Mhm.
skills. They say they get plenty of job over there. What kind of job they get there that you are capable of doing, that you are trained?
Yeah. You, you
Yes,
have too
let me
many jobs.
quick. So one of the things I would like to also add here, the fact that we emphasize the word credit.
Yeah.
Once it gets straightened up again, we'll see.
Yeah, you can bring.
Yeah, he's still having problem.
Yeah, still spending.
The fact that we're talking credit,
Mm-hmm.
Moses, if you realize that everything on your agenda for survivability in
Hmm.
America is credit.
Of course.
What do I mean?
Your car.
Your car, you're paying for it. If you can't afford to buy it cash down,
That credit.
that credit. The insurance you pay every month is an
Credit.
obligation that you must meet. That's
Yes.
credit.
Hmm.
Your cell phone
That credit.
in Liberia, that pay as you go.
Yeah.
$100 scratch card, you put it in. When I
That
was,
credit.
you calling somebody. No, they're not credit. I see it.
No, no, I'm talking about yeah.
Yeah. But here, you take a monthly bill,
Mhm.
that's credit. You have to meet that obligation.
Your apartment or your house. That
Your
credit.
rent, your mortgage, that
Yeah.
credit.
Yeah.
So when you have everything as credit, then the credit card you got, you need to be smart with it. Not because you have a high line of credit, you jump into the mall, Gucci bag,
Oh man, just shopping.
you
Oh,
know, a Ralph Lauren suit, all those things. You got to be careful
how you manage
because
them?
this country is designed that way to obligate you.
Yeah.
That is where the financial slavery comes into place.
Mhm.
And so then you become frustrated because you cannot meet those obligations.
Of
Like you
course.
said, the man goes to work, does his 40 hours, the little more overtime, he vet with the supervisor because the supervisor ain't get him more. The supervisor is telling you, say, my man, we got to do equitability here. They play like
Yeah.
opportunity employer. The one I gave you last week, I can't give you the same amount.
I gotta give it to somebody else.
So many in human services, they have designed themselves
Yeah, based
to
on
do
overtime.
48 hours per week over the
Mhm.
40 hours.
Mhm.
And if they don't get that 48 hours, they vest all day.
People
So
upset.
who told you to go and put yourself in all these debts?
Mhm.
Because everything we named here are all credit. Every bill that you're obligated to, that's credit. Now, there are other things that you're not even expecting from the clear blue sky that come on. You're driving down the road, you got a speeding ticket. That thing was not in your budget.
You gotta
Eh?
pay.
You gotta pay that speeding ticket. like $250, you gotta pay. Eh?
You
You,
gotta pay, my man.
you know what happened? Elise gone? You in the dark,
No,
And that's
no,
one of the bro.
no, no. I don't know how to use the Apple machines.
man. You, my man.
I
Oh,
was using the Apple. It just came
Yeah.
on. Samsung it came on. I had to call the
hey, man.
Lagos. I had to call the Lagos to
Lay
come.
on- What is
Oh,
lay?
your lighting, you
Yeah.
got lighting about. Okay,
So,
yeah,
so
yeah.
let me put down. So the Lagos is
Oh,
troubleshooting the Apple. So I put
Yeah,
my
yeah,
link.
I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you. Your troubleshoot small. I'll come back. So as I was saying, right?
yeah.
So these are the conditions that lead us to the frustration that we blame this country for
Oh,
being hard.
mhm.
No, the country is not hard. If you want to know where it's hard, go to Liberia.
All
Go
right.
to Liberia where you only got one boulevard, and when you're stuck on it, you can get to your place of final destination. In America, you have thousands of detours to get to your destination. Go to Liberia when you get sick and they tell you, say, no fuel in the generator.
Yeah.
In America, when you get sick,
They will treat
got
you.
a hospital ready to treat you even from the outside of the emergency car, in the emergency car on the way
Yeah.
up
Yeah.
to the stretcher and on to the hospital bed.
They will treat you.
If you want to know that this country is not hard and Liberia is hard, go to Liberia where like Alphonso in the dark right now and no current. Go to Liberia. I talked to somebody said they have not charged the phone for days because there's no electricity.
I'm never carry on thinking.
The phone died. No electricity for days.
So the people that need Grand Crew go to Maryland to charge them for it.
And you know about that. So if you want to know that America is hard, go to Liberia. Where
Yeah.
when you go to the market, one pot of pepper, that's $5.
Mhm.
You lock it and you get 3 pot of pepper for $5.
That's true.
If you want to know that America is hard, go to Liberia,
Mhm.
where the price of gasoline is more than the price of gasoline here.
Yeah.
So why you say this country is hard? No, this country is not hard. You make it hard on yourself. So stop being ingratitude and start blaming God for your missteps. Your missteps should not be blamed on God. Alfonso summed it up right. We need to find organizations and institutions, places where we can gain the knowledge on how to survive in this country as starter. How do we manage ourselves? They got people here who you go in the refrigerator, they don't buy the food, they don't buy it with expiration, they don't look like
No.
milk. You
Yeah.
don't just take the milk from the front because the milk from the front that the one that got 3 or 4 days left. If you know you're not going to be home all the time, then go to the back and take the milk from the back because you have a longer span on the milk.
Man, education, if you give me right now, because I could, so now I just take it and start
Oh
walking. Oh.
no, you all right. Even the eggs.
But most of Jerry really did that.
Yeah, I mean it did, but what I'm saying, the
Oh,
message
yeah,
taken from the back, yeah.
the one way in the back.
The message
The one that
educating me.
bring,
Oh.
they just put there. So I'm just giving you an example of if you don't know
Yeah,
about that, you will waste money on food
that's true.
because you need to know that if you're not home all the time, then you got to buy things that will last or stay long in your refrigerator.
Yes.
So there's a lot of education that we don't have, and that is why we think that America is so hard, it's so stressful. We don't have a life work balance, and we can't G nor haul, so we want to run to Liberia. Liberia is not ready for you and myself if you have not done the things like Alfonso said. Moses and Volcano and Alfonso, the issues room, decide that we'll open a conglomerate in Liberia. Maybe we're going to start a radio station and we'll open our radio station.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a merger, and we're able to manage that radio station because the day I can put my own little quota, you will handle, and that's how we work. Unfortunately, every Liberian man want to be on his own. And why I say this, when I was building the building in Liberia, the rental property, I reached out to some of my people that I thought I could trust. And I said, well, man, join me on this venture. I want to rush this building and get it done. We can discuss percentages.
Yeah.
We can discuss that.
And they said
Everybody
no.
shied away. And today they see the building now, they're like, oh,
Damn, man.
you did well. But that well came with a price tag. That do well took me a long time to accomplish that. Whereas had we joined resources, it could have been done just like that. And we move from that building to the next building to the next building, and tomorrow all of us we're millionaires.
Yeah.
The millionaires in Liberia are all criminals. If not 99% of them are criminals. They have to work in government to still to become millionaire. And even if they're doing their business, they're robbing government of what is due to government because of the connections.
Mhm.
So what's in the Liberia here that want to make comparison to its hardship to America's hardship? America is not hard.
You can
What
make
you
it hard.
what that what
Well,
you should spend.
Mhm.
That's the secret in America. What you work for is what you should spend. If you decide to go overboard, then you start to have to forego some things.
A lot.
You have to forego some things so you can catch up. And if you don't understand how to manage to be able to catch up, you continue to just revolve around your bills and they will grow. Like you say, you're paying $5, you're happy for credit card bill, not known that just interest you.
Now that this ain't big.
So I'm interested. I'm really interested in knowing, and I hope our listeners can call in or just put comments in there.
Yeah.
I'm very interested in knowing, like, how many Liberian communities have programs and projects to educate people on all of these things we're talking about, plus more. I'm really interested in knowing that because that's critical. And I will go back to Fergie.
But read what
I like
Thomas,
what Thomas just wrote.
read
Yeah.
it. Read it, Alfonso.
Excellent, excellent. And Thomas is right. And this is one of the things I've been working on along with a group of people in Philadelphia.
Can you imagine
And I,
that's transfer of wealth?
yes, and I can proudly say to you that based upon a program I have developed, along with a number of people and stuff, a lot of Liberians in the Philadelphia area now have life insurance. There's a group we call the Family Organization, the Family Association. It's in Philadelphia. One of the programs I developed, and I was able to get somebody, one of our men who worked with New York Life, and said, "My man, come." And we brought a director from New York Life to come and talk to Liberians in Philadelphia. I also spoke with the Liberia Association of Pennsylvania. They brought people, and we had 2 sessions so far. We want to have another session to explain to people, as Thomas said, that life insurance is not just when somebody dies. Depending upon the policy you have, is wealth building. In addition, of course, to somebody dying. Imagine you get $100,000, $200,000, and somebody and the person passes away. You take 30 or $50,000 bury the person. Now you have 50,000 or $100,000 left for you. So as Thomas said, it's wealth building. There are other life insurance programs through which you put money in, and after 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, you can actually withdraw money even if that person does not die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
think I got a
now you're
short-term life insurance, something like
yes. So now you're making money. You can withdraw money. So Thomas is correct. These are the kinds of things. And when I said financial literacy, that's some of the things that I mean. I know a lady who said to me, she came to the program and she said, "Oh, my children were born. I put them in Gerber Life. Now they're grown, now they're coming out of high school. I told them, oh, you can go and take money from your Gerber Life plan to help you get on your feet. If that's not wealth building, is that not putting somebody on their feet? I don't know what that is." So these are the kinds of things that our communities should do and can do. The same family organization I talk about, one of the things we do is we have a bulletin board. Some of the people among us are managers at you know homes and programs and stuff. We say when you have opening, come and post the opening here. So when the young people, other people walking, librarians walking, they see these opening positions and they can apply for them. That's job, putting people, creating employment. No, maybe not creating, but access to employment opportunities. These are some of the things that, and that's why I keep emphasizing it's important for us who are aware of these things and who have these organizations begin to educate our people on these things. One of the things the Liberian Association, maybe I shouldn't say this, but I'll say it anyway. I know they might not get upset with me. This appointed me to be on the Constitution Committee for the Liberian Association of Pennsylvania. One of the things my committee and myself are doing is to change the entire structure, to propose a change of the entire structure of Liberia Association in Pennsylvania. It's just political. We let this person today, the person collect money, they pay everybody due, then they vote for the person. Then the person run, they steal money, then we'll go to court, then we'll come back. Let's change the structure. Let's create a non-profit that will cater to the needs of the people, that will write grants and collect money and make report, have an executive director who's accountable, have a board that's accountable. So, for example, they can write project proposal to the city of Philadelphia. We want to do financial literacy for our people. We want to do housing literacy for our people to know how they can buy homes, which dovetails into credit and all of these things. And that's why I keep bringing this back. I'm sorry if I'm just,
No, I
repeating.
mean it does make sense.
These things are extremely important in our communities.
Thank you. Thank you. It's 8 o'clock here. Welcome to the issues room. We have 30 minutes to go. Please, the line is open. We want to hear from you. We want to hear your success story. We want to hear from you what you do to sustain and not complain. What are your plans for return to Liberia? What are you doing here? And how you managing making ends meet and meeting your obligation. The number to call 404 272 2808 404 272 2808. We're not talking to a lot of politics here tonight, even though it's kind of like it would be linked
I
at
mean,
some
this
point.
is
But at
education.
point, there may be a possibility. And, we're going to drive the conversation quickly into one small little nugget we have. For those of you who say that you're working here and you're making all this money, how do you just pack up, take off, and go to Liberia
Oh yeah.
and say you're going there because you want to build legacy or that love for country? Then you get there now, the system does not embrace you, the system not opening an opportunity for you. You leave everything here, you brag of your education, your big salary, and then you go to Liberia and the people in government say, oh, may all that be more you think we're giving you job and you can't get job. So how do you balance out? In what sense is that? You leave from the frying pan to
To
go
the
jump in
fire.
the fire. What sense is that? What was your preparation? What was your thought process? And in fact, you didn't do anything on the grounds in preparation for this transition. With all the bragging of the big salaries you made here or you are making here, and the master's degree and the doctorate and all these things, you made no preparation in Liberia. But then your government of choice gets the power and you want to go there now to take job there that will pay you barely nothing if you claim to have made all this money. Moses, explain to me what sense does that
Well,
make? Does it really add up? Does it make sense to you for somebody to leave their wealthy job here, the high-paying job in America, good life, to go to Liberia to settle for mediocrity for $3,000 or $2,000 salary that giving them nothing in return, and then they're sitting there waiting for manna to fall from heaven?
no, absolutely. It's absolute insanity. The equation just doesn't add up. I think you're being more
Soft on it?
you're being more soft on the ball. Let me cut a speed. And some of our people are impressionists. And when I heard
Ooh, no.
this Fadiga Hussein sit on Spoon Talk, and I am in human services. I heard this guy talked about he makes or he was earning $20,000 a month. So literally, he was telling us that when he worked in Minnesota annually, he earned $240,000. So the question that comes, no matter how much you love your country, I think it is just absurd for someone who earns $240,000 a year to impulsively leave the United States and go to Liberia and stay in a hotel, and people promising $20,000. I mean, promising a $2,000 job, and this guy's being in Liberia, hoping that the UP Alliance will at least give him the $2,000 job. I just can't wrap my head around that. And even what makes it even worse now is that Mr. Fadiga, with the help of a spawn, has launched a fund drive to help underwrite the cost of his stay in a hotel that he and his brother have been able to rack $11,000 in bill. So tell me, John, man, how can a volcano shelter, Alphonso, both are saying, hypothetically, any $240,000 and go sit in Liberia waiting for $2,000 job, and people now have to raise money to pay your hotel bill? I mean, it doesn't add up. That is absolute insanity, and I challenge Mr. Fadiga to prove me wrong. Let him publish just one of his check stub. Let him publish one with $20,000 monthly. We don't make $20,000 a month. I do not make $20,000 a month. But I, Moses, said he cannot go to Liberia and sit in a hotel and waiting for even a $4,000 job a month in Liberia. I can't. I have responsibilities. Excuse me. If I wait for $4,000 job in Liberia, how am I going to pay my bills in the United States? I have a family to take care of. I have a mortgage. I have so much responsibility, and I'll be sitting in Liberia, literally running to Yombi Kanga, Delon there. Oh, man, I gotta go talk with the old man. Talk to the old man on what? Why people reduce themselves so much like that?
Oh man.
Hey, oh, man, I talk to the president. I've been here for almost every month now. Nothing. The people he won't call me. They said they wanted to send me to France the other time, but the people just saying now. It doesn't make no sense. Mr. Fadiga lied. I'm challenging him tonight. Let him prove me wrong. Let him publish just one page stuff that says he was earning $20,000 a month in Minnesota. Let him publish that. Let him disprove what we're seeing here tonight. Fadiga lied to himself. He's an impressionist. And today, I even want to tell people who try to help him with his bills. The Minister of Commerce managed hotel that, oh, well, people he owe $11,000. People say, but why do people charge the man, this kind of money? But it's a service. He went, he requested a service. They offer him a service. He has the obligation, the legal obligation to underwrite that cost. And Moses saying he should not be paying money to pay somebody's hotel bill. No. Volcano, you cannot pay somebody's hotel bill. That decision that Mr. Fadiga made, he made that impulsively. And
So
I am challenging him. He
maybe
doesn't earn $20,000 a month. He's a blatant liar. Yes.
so that's one of the things we're talking about here. You leave from here doing well
Yeah.
to go to Liberia.
Reportedly doing well. That
Yeah.
man wasn't doing
No,
well.
I'm not talking.
He's a blatant liar.
I'm not talking about the brother. I'm just talking.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about
Oh, okay. Yeah.
the conversation.
Mhm.
That if you were doing well in America, you complaining all day, every day, the country too high. But if you're doing well,
Yeah.
and you want to know that the word is hard, go to Liberia, and then you will know what's hard. And and again, that's a manifestation
Yeah.
of why Liberia is hard.
Mhm.
Yeah, as a professional, I think I heard him saying that the guy has 2 master's degree.
Yeah.
He was earning $20,000 according to him, from what
Yes.
you're saying,
Yeah.
doing very well. Then he goes to Liberia. That is harder than hard, and it's manifested in how things are. That it is easy for people to say, come.
Yeah.
But when you get there, it's a whole nother ball game. You tell me, President Barker was so humble, the humble man.
Yeah.
When he enters America, while he was not president, he was accessible. Everybody could get to him.
Yeah.
Today, he's the president. Can you easily get to Mr. Barker?
Of course,
No.
no. The barricades are just too many now.
Barricades are there now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it because it is his will? No. It is not his will. It is the power that provides the barricade around him.
Mhm.
And the barricade should be able to say, you know what, there were some people who really identify with the old man, who propagated his message. Let us not be stumbling block, but let's open the corridor so those people can even have access to him. But the people now who surround the Pape, they when the Sylvester Grisby men are hearing about it, say the men are BC or ANC men.
But the mayor somebody comments, my man. What are you talking about?
2,000 minutes, the man became state minister.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing that he's the one. It said Nathan McGay had office between he and we are, but if I been war, big
The Babempo still war.
Donald Trump war between Baga and the rest of the people. So, brother like Fadiga may have problems in getting there. Then hey, man Spoon can always tease and say, the Pape wanted to give you the job, but he didn't know who the difference. He didn't even know you were.
Yeah.
So he got a brother and gave a brother the job.
You should go to LDA.
So let me share the job. They must share.
Yeah, man, you better got to split that salary. Oh.
But the truth there is, Alphonso and Moses, what we're talking about here tonight is an education for our people. We may throw some humor in it,
Yeah.
but not everyone in this country will show ingratitude.
No.
This country is balanced. This country clearly defines how you can live within your means. If you obligate yourself to more than you can earn, you will struggle.
You'll be in trouble.
You'll be in serious trouble because everything here is credited.
Yeah,
Everything.
be in trouble.
The only beauty in America is what you work for, you will get paid for it.
Be careful.
And if they hire you for 40 hours, build your life around that 40 hours. Don't go add the 48 hours of overtime every week and think that it's compulsory.
Yeah, you get it.
I tell people that overtime is just an opportunity to make extra cash. Your entitlement 40 hours, nobody, no supervisor can take it from you except where there is policy violation. No supervisor can take your 40 hours from you. That's what you were hired for. You full-time.
So,
But the other thing you're talking about, where the supervisor say, my man, last week I gave you 40, this week I gotta get John 32, then you fell with John. Why John ain't get sick? why John ain't take a TOB, you know? So the truth here is our people continue to make the same mistakes over and over and over. Something I took from Alphonso, and that's a fact. We want to be so independent. The man got a 5-bedroom house, he alone in it,
yeah,
and he can rent 1 or 2 rooms to somebody to help subsidize. Look at the other culture, not the stereotype, you know.
yeah, that those guys from Asia, but man, they're chill.
Yeah,
Even the Hispanics, yeah.
the man they got 1 van. When that van arrived, about 20 men coming down from that van.
But that's true. That's true. The medicine, my man, they gotta go around one van. Oh. Everybody go around one job.
Yeah, without 1 van.
Yeah.
But Liberian man will say, my man, you go ahead, I come in. Then he driving with his with Lexus, the speakers up, and he's showing off.
Yeah,
Go on the practice ground. Go right on the practice ground Saturday morning. People come there to show off the new cars and what they're achieving in life.
Mhm.
Is it necessary? Is it very necessary?
Sure.
Who do you dress for in Liberia? I mean, in America.
No one cares, man.
I go to work. I should just be decent.
That's all
I have the option to wear a suit. They're not going to tell me, say, take off your suit. But how would I look? I the only one wearing suit.
Yeah.
Even the people who own the country, they ain't wearing suit.
They wearing suit, but you in business.
Yeah, every day I go to wear a bluffing. My closet photo with suits. I was say ashamed now. So I just joined into I dress like them.
Yeah, of course, gotta be like, bro. Yeah, bro.
So yeah, there are two things I want to say. I'm sure some of you have seen the Uncle Musa story. It was trending on Facebook.
Oh yeah, I've seen that story. Yeah, the uncle who were extra high, he built a house.
I want
Yeah. And living in the living room, good
Uncle Musa's story because you've seen the Uncle Musa story, but what's going on? Hey God, this child. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I'm being introduced to new technology. Uncle Musa, you know, the Uncle Musa story. You've seen it, Moses. I'm Volcano. Maybe you've seen it, but shut up the longest. Almost last year he worked for I don't know how many years. He's 70 something years old. Yeah, he built his dream house in the Gambia, and Uncle Musa goes back. And as you mentioned, for Volcano, given the health situation in the Gambia and other things, Uncle Musa sick. Uncle Musa, his
master bedroom is on the second floor.
His master suite.
Don't say bedroom, man. The mega suite.
Master suite is upstairs. It's upstairs. Uncle Musa master suite is upstairs. Jacuzzi, everything in it. But Uncle
elevator in the house.
No elevator. Yeah. Uncle Musa can't climb the stair to go to the master bedroom. So Uncle Musa is in a wheelchair in his living room.
In the living room.
His caretaker is now the one
in the master suite.
Yeah. So they'll put Uncle Musa to bed, then the woman bring her little boyfriend and go upstairs and go live in the master suite and stuff. It's not bad to build in Liberia. I want to encourage people to do that, definitely. But at the end of the day, when Italian immigrants came here, when the Eastern European immigrants came here, some of them even changed their names. They wanted to identify with America and live in America and build their wealth here. So a lot of these names you see here with some of the Eastern European, it's not the name that came up. They took on names so they can assimilate into the American society and build wealth here and live here. One of the problems we face in this country is, as Liberians, we get one for in Liberia, we get one for here. I was having a conversation with somebody today.
Before you go to that conversation,
listen to the what the guy wrote. We're gonna read it.
And that's
and I'll do the next name, man.
It's profound. You see, we make everything hard for ourselves. I was in similar situation where I had mortgage. I joined clubs, susu, personal loans, and sending money in Liberia. I was in hell a few years ago, but now I've taken a U-turn and I'm enjoying myself.
Yeah. Aku has a point. So I'm telling one of my men every year, my man goes to Liberia, my man. The man is building his dream retirement home. I'm going to retire and go. I'm going to retire and go. So one day we're having a conversation. I said, man, it's a good thing to build a retirement home. You can retire anywhere, whatever, when you get somewhere. But I think you are abandoning some things here. Personally for yourself here in terms of your care. But also the home you live in here. The home you live in here got more value than the home you build in Liberia.
Of course, but
you're letting the roof leak. You let the toilet break. You walking around laughing and your roof is leaking. You're something you abandon. You building in Liberia. This house, when you want to retire, you even say they home in America, they'll give you more money than that home in Liberia. Okay. So you need to.
It's not even protected. Fire
Oh,
catch it, it's over.
Yeah,
oh, of course,
Everything
yeah.
gone. You
it's
lost.
over.
Are you sure? Yeah. Everything, yeah.
But one thing I trust, I really respect this guy for. Everywhere we go, any friend of ours he talks to, he mentions it. He said, "My man, I didn't know why we're doing." Until Alfonso told me, "My man, you're forgetting about yourself and stuff," and I started doing it. It's one of the things we do. And as Aku said, we are split. We divide ourselves.
Obligate
When we
ourselves.
divide your resources, it makes it difficult. It makes it extremely difficult. Obviously, we should have our people back home who something, but if it's a major capital investment, you want to think it through and you want to have the resources before you do it. Because,
Yeah.
take for example, Moses, Volcano, you all have homes here. You rather retire and you sold your home and return to Liberia, you have enough money to build a house or to even live in that
Yes,
place. But if you don't take care of that house and they take it from you and you just want to have a house in Liberia, imagine what your struggle will be.
of course.
Again, I want to go back to this whole idea of education, of literacy. Literacy is not just reading and writing. Literacy is knowing about the different things in your life. They say housing literacy. I have a friend who his entire work in Minnesota is educating immigrants about how to buy own homes and what they require. We need to start doing those things. Education. There are a lot of our people, some a lot of who don't know how to. Oh, my child is in first grade, second grade, third grade. Let me start putting small money in the bank, $50, $25 every month. By the time that child reaches 12th grade and begins to go to college, maybe there's 5,000 or seven or $10,000 there that he can cash out to pay for books or to transport them and to do stuff.
Mhm.
These are things we need to begin to educate our communities about.
Let me add this in as you pause. Retirement. Retirement will
Yes.
mean a place where you go to have some quietude,
Yeah.
to be less stressful. You can find that right here in America.
Mhm.
There are uninhabited places in this country with good weather. America covers all weathers in the world. You have sunshine here. Look at the heat that we're facing here. Just
Yeah.
wait.
Hmm.
You go to a place like California or a place like Texas or a place like Arizona or a place like Nevada or a place like New Mexico. You can buy a nice little home with your space where you'll be able to do your gardening, where you pay small tax. You leave all this bustling in the Philadelphia area here,
You should be building equity on.
and you'll be building equity. You have access to all the amenities that Liberia cannot provide for you with your retirement home there.
That's one.
Even your car in Liberia, if it breaks down and you get sick, they put you on motorboy. How you hold up on the motorboy? How will you
The,
hold up on the
the
motorboy?
man pass out, my man, they put you
So
on motor, but I didn't never see that.
so somebody gotta sit down behind you and strap you and the motorbike driver together to carry you to the hospital. So yes, you can retire in Florida.
Yeah.
You don't have to take something big. Nice little two-bedroom home because you old man.
Yeah.
What you need big house for? On a little yard space and you be able to enjoy life. And you go to Liberia and visit.
Yeah.
You will prolong your life. Who told you say that because you paying mortgage here or you paying for everything here, it means that this country will make you to die quick?
No. Make it yourself.
That's a stupidity way to look at it. Because if you on medication like you and myself, Moses,
Yeah.
I take medication
You
for
gotta take
heart.
a mess. Yeah. Yeah. You gotta take a
Who
mess.
will provide the medication in Liberia? What type of brand? They think they make it in Nigeria in one warehouse? You know how many drugs they making now in Nigeria that coming on our market? China and those kind of things. So when you're making these kinds of decisions, you need to think it through.
Yeah. You got
That you can stay retired in this country and go for vacation. You can have your one or two little thing going on in Liberia, where you're turning things around.
Yeah.
When you go there, you got somewhere to lay your head for the 6 months, 6 weeks, and you
Yeah.
come back. And you
That's
still
right.
live a retirement life in Montana. You live a retirement life in New Mexico. You live a retirement life in Texas. There are uninhabited places with small population where everybody know everybody. You go down there with your decent, quiet lifestyle and you assimilate. and you live and age gracefully, you have all your amenities in place. When you get to that age of social security benefit, you get your beat. Nobody coming to stand in the middle of it. When something happen 911, they will find a way to get to you. Police will be there to, my brother, we need to begin to think. Everything we run into Liberia, running to Liberia, running to Liberia is home. But the people, let's end on this note. After we've said everything here tonight, Liberia is not ready for you and I. And for as long as I've gone there, except you are in the elite class, except you have the greatest contact at the echelon, where you will have a job, that you will be able to live the American lifestyle, you will struggle because everything will come out of pocket. The society there is not spread, it's not created for everyone to have something to look forward to. You have a vast disparity in living condition in Liberia. Few people enjoy it all. The rest of the people, that is why crime is so high. That is why the wayward life, the grenade life, the struggling life, all of these things plague the society. So no preparation for the diaspora. No preparation. The country itself and the governance system is not making preparation for the diaspora. They encourage the diaspora to come only because they want to suck you. And when they suck you, nothing left for you, you are dropped dead. How many of our friends don't come here who work in government? When they come here, they sit in our living room. They know our name. They're shaking hands. My man, when you come like, bro, my man, let make sure you get to me. Get it, you call the man. In fact, you're telling the man, say, I'm on my way next week. He doesn't respond. You
No,
get it, you
I'm
try.
sorry, man.
So the society is not embracing. It's not structured to embrace you and I. And the lifestyle we're used to, medical care, the way we work, the discipline, all of those things, that system is sucked in, abject poverty, in-depth corruption, so it's not ready to assimilate. So if you think that you can just run to Liberia and call it a retirement, be prepared to die soon because you will rush your death.
Yeah.
I'm telling you this, and that's my position.
Well, we're gonna. I'd like to wrap it by making this appeal to our African brothers and sisters, or all immigrants for that matter. The purpose of sleep is for your human organs to rest. It's like you can have a vehicle. You can have a 2024 Lexus. If you drive that vehicle 24 hours every day, in less than 5 months, you will start having transmission problem. And I'm saying this because that's the problem I see with most of our people. It is not bad to have a full-time job and a part-time job. You can have a part-time job on the weekend that you go to, or when you are off your official work, you can go, you do your part-time job. Depending on your income, you may need that. That is okay. But my brother and sister, if you are constantly commuting from one job to another, you have three jobs. You go to Devereux, from Devereux you go to Erwin, from Erwin you go back to Seabrook, your life is in trouble. There are a couple of things that are going to happen to you. You can be driving and doze off behind the steering. We have seen a lot of people who die as a result of that. You're driving, you lost control. You could be coming down a bridge and you end up killing yourself. A lot of people have died as a result of dozing off behind the steering. If you have children, that can destroy your family. You cannot tell your 10-year-old to stay home 24 hours. You're doing three jobs, dad is doing three jobs. And when the kids begin to misbehave, Then you start spanking the kids. But where are you? Or where were you when the kids needed you most? When your neighbors begin to realize that your kids are being left unattended, that's when we come in as social workers. Somebody is going to call Child Protective Services. When I used to be in city working, we went to several homes and removed kids because their parents were never available. Those kids were put into foster homes. In Pennsylvania, they gave you 2 years for Volcano. They gave you a laundry list of things that you need to do. You got to go to court every 3 months. You got to do this. You got to do parenting, all those things. If you can't handle them, Volcano Shelter, they terminate your parental rights. Even your own kids. You see them in public places. You can't say hi to them. If you do, whoever is taking care of that child can call the police and you can get arrested and thrown into prison. My brothers and sisters, I know we all need money, but try to live within your income. Do not do more than you can afford. I know you want to build a mansion. You're in the other club. You're in the other susu. You're doing this. You're doing that. You're constantly on the go. You're getting less than 6 hours of sleep a night. You are killing yourself. Medical doctors recommend that we get 8 hours. But in today's America, it's difficult. If you're getting 7 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours, but if you're getting 2 hours, your life is in trouble. I'm appealing to you. Don't take yourself to the grave too early. Don't take yourself to the early grave.
Thank
That's
you,
my
Alphonso.
advice. Yeah.
Alfonso, I want to 1 2 minute quick. Let's wrap this up so we can do memory lane. And what type of country is
Yeah,
this?
closing it up real quickly. Thank you guys. I mean, I
Mhm.
don't want to come across, and I hope we haven't come across as telling Liberians that they shouldn't invest in Liberia, shouldn't go to
Oh,
Liberia.
absolutely
No,
not.
no, no.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, definitely. I just want to let us know that this is not what we are propagating here. It's about the balance, creating the balance. Is critical, is important, and so let's try to work on that. Because as Moses Volcano says, it's all about taking care of yourself and your family. So a balance is always an important thing. I want to go back to the issue of educating our people. We kind of made the point. A lot of people come here, females especially, they haven't worked in Liberia. They don't know about financial management. They get thrust into the situation. They have no help in terms of financial management, all of those things. Raising children, working, making all the money, that becomes a problem. I hope our communities can help with educating us around these things. That's extremely critical. There's a lot of things Flomo talk about, 43B, 501K. I could talk about, planning. I believe with Fergie talk about going to school. These are somebody talk about life insurance being being really a wealth generating thing. It truly
Trans-
is.
Transfer of wealth.
It's
Mhm.
a transfer of wealth. It's transfer of wealth. It's wealth generates transfer of wealth. You're absolutely correct. Imagine, my brother, the one or two houses our parents had in that place when we were growing up. The stuff they had. Imagine we're there and we're not uprooted. We'll be building upon those things, not starting all over. A lot of came here and started all over. The
Yeah.
education you came with, whatever, you had to start all over. They came here, you didn't have any job experience. Now you had to start all over. So it's important. Transfer of wealth is extremely important, and let's begin to do that for our young people coming after us, for our families, and for our young people coming. And transfer of wealth can happen in many ways. Life insurance, as Thomas Awaji said, education, as Fergie Monju said, making sure your children go to school and have the education to sustain themselves. That's wealth transfer. Home ownership. These all of these really important critical things. Credit, so, savings for them. Those are important. So I hope that us as individuals, but also our communities and our small county organization community, and not just calling and say, bring money, let's say, I'll tell you, I mean, you guys, I just said, or I said it in different organizations. How many times have you catered to your members in this country? Who you asking to pay $100, $200 every month? What do you do for them? Let's collect money and buy tape recorder and send it abroad. Let's collect money. Do you even know that some of your members here have jobs or they're struggling? We need to begin at some point to also look inward. And I want to end this note.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Folks, hopefully this conversation was good. The repeat of this broadcast, rather not the repeat, but the broadcast is now stored. Once the show is ended, you can always come back to the issues room and look for the 246 broadcasts and follow through on this conversation. Tonight we're going to do memory lane. We should have done this segment last week, rather last Tuesday, but we ran out of time. So we're going to continue with part two of the Millsburg War, the final battle. Okay, the final battle, the Millsburg War. So Millsburg became an industrial agriculture town of Liberia. Studies show that in the years to follow, the annual income per capita of Millsburg was higher than the national annual budget of the Republic of Liberia. It was unofficially stated that citizens of Millsburg used to borrow money to the Liberian government, but the Golas were never compensated for their lands in tolls or rentals, even after the unification policy of President Todman. 41 years after the founding of Millsburg, the township of Arthington was founded in 1869. Like Millsburg, Arthington lies north of the Falai River, known today as the St. Paul River. By then, the area was covered by dense forest and fertile agricultural soil. In 1869, 79 freed slaves from Windsor, North Carolina, including John Rolack and his family, arrived in Liberia. In 1871, Jefferson Bracewell, Elias Hill, and their families arrived. In 1872, Aaron Miller and his family arrived, and they all settled in what known today as Arthington. By then, the Liberian government had appointed land commissioners to oversee the division of acquisition of the Gola land amongst the free slaves. By the 1900s, Arthington was known for producing sugarcane, coffee, and ginger, and was the location of one of Liberia's most prosperous trading companies. Like Millsburg, Arthington became an economic powerhouse. Arthington is known for producing many great leaders, including Charles Gange Taylor. Arthington was named in honor of Robert Arthington of Leeds, England, who founded the relocation of the first 79 freed slaves to Liberia. The indigenous Gola people were contained in the nearby forest villages the settlers called the Backbush. Liberia gradually expanded, and the indigenous people were contained and controlled. According to studies, the Golas are the landlords of modern Liberia, but they were a territory to Montserrat County from 1847 until 1984, when Bomi became a county. You may wonder why a name of a crude town called Sastan is in Bomi County. To be continued. I come in peace. And that's a historical piece here on the Millsburg War, written by Dr. Augustine Manisumo, a contributor here to the Issues Room, and we encourage him to continue to send these pieces to us here as we go through them. Moses, great conversation tonight.
Yes, indeed.
Here is this. They say cut your coat according to your size. Then you won't blame America. They content too high, man. I won't go home. I tired with this place here. I build my retirement house. I own my way home.
I'm already Liberia.
I will ship my container. I will ship all my dishes. I will ship all my pots. I will ship all my pen. I will ship all my discs. And I send my 2 cars are sending my bay, all my things there from Home Depot are sending it from here. What type of country is this?
What type of country is this that you say you're making $240,000? You ship all you did there to Liberia, you ain't got nowhere to stay. You go stay in some other hotel, you rack $11,000. Then you come to the people and say, hey, cash out. My people, you have me, or the people say, I should pay that bill. How can somebody who make $240,000 a year go sit there and be waiting for $2,000 job? What kind of country is it?
But
And then
Moses,
my people, your day,
Moses,
I mean, oh, your day, I
Moses,
mean, for me, huh?
Moses, you and the man friend, and why you doing to the man wrong? How you can come publicly and and they say the man, the other station or whatever it is
Yeah.
have fundraising to pay the man
If you
11,000.
have fun, it's not for the man.
That's wrong though. That's exposing the man. It's too public.
No,
No,
but
for the man, let me help.
what Moses is saying, the brother came and said he left his good job, his $20,000 job, to go to Liberia because of legacy,
Yeah.
to give back to his country. But he's been there since January, and nothing is going on for him. Spoon the one bringing these things to discuss. Who said,
So as Moses said, $20,000 a month is $240,000. You should be able to pay your $150
hotel rent,
bill.
hotel bill monthly.
so, but we don't know what happened. That was Moses said he's trying the man to send one pay stub.
Yeah, get one page so that I may publish it. And I may publish
Let the
it
man
one
Moses.
page.
So
Moses,
Moses is saying, what type of country is this that you will be in America, or the greatest country on earth, making $20,000 a month to leave it and go sit down in Monrovia for 7 months and nothing happening?
And
What
hold it.
is
You
this?
go to the cabinet building, you tell the young leader, hey, but what time the people will call me?
You can be there.
Moses, you back. I think I humbly telling you that you humbly that you care.
No, the young standard was 300 years. He said the man went to Dillon said, my man, he said, he went to
But when Dr. Manasumo, man, I wanted Manasumo to tell her why the name Addington after this English man.
Oh,
when
the
they
Robert
packed the food, I said America. Yeah, why didn't they add it after Robert?
Because he was a philanthropist who paid for the relocation of the people.
Oh,
That's why it said,
okay.
From America.
Yeah, the 79 free slaves. He paid for them.
Oh, that's why he said.
That was good.
Yeah,
That was good.
I missed that point. Okay.
Yeah. Whatever country is it, when you work for the government, they tell you also the same, my man. Beginning July 31st to November, you're going to sit down.
Did you make a contribution to that?
To the man who work, but how can the man who made 20,000 my whole year pay every to 20,000? I don't want to take my father. I'll go give it. You pay your hotel bill.
But
Moses,
how
what
about
you
the
say?
yellow machine?
Moses,
Yeah.
so what you say? So what? So the papier now and the yellow machine thing here. What? Let do whatever
Hey,
country.
say, Moses, that your papier. What you say about the yellow machine?
I'm a yellow machine for the paper. The paper road letter to the House of Representatives. So I'm saying, worrying the paper say, oh, and you know, all the machine and that was brought to the country here ain't cost the government anything, but if you ain't one that we can tell the people to carry them back.
No, he said, I ain't want it. We can tell the man can sell it right here.
Yes, the man can sell it here, or he said the back.
Who bought the machine? How many people in the economy able to buy the machine, except the criminals themselves who using the power of influence to establish
Yeah.
bogus company and say they're doing road construction, they're doing industrial building. That is little bit. But how can a man bring a machine
So
and
God,
then
Military measurement make about. But Volcano,
so
the
that's the
question
point. I believe journalists. I mean, we're doing whatever country, but I think journalists and people to play a
yeah.
role. The Omen Royal letter said that his friend have
Yeah,
been
who they
brought to
praying
Chile.
now, man? The probably put say more trouble. You gotta if you said that one of my friends
Send
they
over
said
there.
well Papa with the year that's 2 months now. What they paying? Nobody know the puppet, nobody know the puppet friend.
Who the friend?
and at what time you and the man
It
became
might
so
be
close?
Dangote.
But hold on,
Yeah.
at what time you and the
Is
man
it
became so
Dangote?
close that one of your best friends,
Yeah, one of
you
my
know your
best
best
friends.
friend there, all your best friend there
Yeah.
around you.
Henry Costa there.
Augustine Connect, your best friend
Henry Costa.
your best friend Sylvester Grisby, your friend Memeka, all of them they around you. But how the
Yeah,
other man
nobody know you.
I know
You're
it.
that
What
spirit.
country is this? But what type of country is this, Moses? That you will campaign on integrity, on transparency,
Yeah.
on the rule of law,
Mhm.
and you argue about corruption to the day, and you set the country on autopilot,
Autopilot.
no leadership. Then you come right back
Yeah.
in less than 6 months.
You go right back to autopilot.
Right back, you push the button on
Was
autopilot.
Yeah, they put it to autopilot.
What type of country is this?
When they say, oh, man, boy, God, they say, oh, you go to Mama Cow. They said that who they call Mama?
that's
Oh, you ain't know
Sylvester.
that boy woman. Now, Mama Cow, she's the new minister of
When you
information.
not see Mama Kaya, when you not see Mama Kaya, I'm gonna go to Grace Bay. You know what Mama Kaya said?
Yeah. Lord Jesus, man,
Guys,
the politicians are so deceptive, man.
Hey, my man, I will push autopilot again. What?
When
but
Labrador rescue
they say
dialogue.
they say Sir Joseph. What kind of country again? Say Sir Joseph coming resign for CDC because you want run for president. They say CDC
Wow.
can produce presidential candidate.
Yeah, they said the message want to be president. I said, what's that? Joseph? Oh,
You won't be president, so you won't resign from CDC.
But Moses, you're right. Like, bro,
Well, you can run CDC ticket.
yeah, my man, Labrador see trouble, man.
and that the country you won't be
I
run.
know. Sir Joseph won't be president.
Yeah,
That the country you won't run to the retire.
I'm thinking, yeah.
What
I'll
type of
be
country
doing,
is this?
I'll be doing my 1-2-1-2, yeah.
Sir Joseph won't be president. Sir Joseph won't be president. Yeke Koluba won't be president.
And we know.
And
Yeke
we know, man.
Koluba.
No,
When the
Edwin
2020 now, when I
Edwin
be
Snow won't
so.
be president.
Yeah.
I hear American too.
Oh,
Edwin
then you saw
Snow.
your guy in the house yesterday.
American won't be president. Yeah, you're right.
You get,
Bravo.
it will make you get president now for me. I will never step on that ground.
That's also crossing. All the women will run away from Liberia. That's also crossing your
You know, step for Prophet Key. And so you made it very president, you step for Prophet Key.
Just be causing people.
Lord Jesus. The battle.
So, but no, but Moses, the thing,
Yeah.
a serious thing. You said the father came back and pressed autopilot.
As a Prophet press
My
autopilot.
man, autopilot.
Eh?
Prophet press autopilot.
The plane flying his egg.
The plane flying yourself.
No.
Can you
Grace
imagine,
Bay
man?
fly, my man, Grace Bay flying the plane.
Yeah,
Grace
but
Bay
the thing about
flying the plane.
autopilot, the mouse autopilot.
They
So Jeremiah Cohen flying the plane. He's already the co-pilot.
But that's the problem now. Grace Bay don't know how to pilot plane, but he took it over.
It's the same old thing. Jua was there. Our whole Jua ni.
So Moses. So wait. So January 22nd, 2024.
Yeah.
This plane They took it off autopilot.
They took it on
Yeah.
autopilot.
After he fainted.
My man, the plane was at the
The man flying the plane, he almost fainted.
they had it on the timer, my man. They waiting
They
for
put it
the
on
plane to take off.
autopilot.
Yeah.
No. So right after, so when he fainted, they put it on autopilot.
No, as
Okay.
soon as he came through, you know, the mess of his stroke. When the man, as soon as the man came through stroke, he said, Papi,
Papa, you were flying. What
they
happened?
said, Papi, well, you are fine, what happened? He said, but you ain't know the way I play what happened.
I need second pilot. I need second.
So,
No.
no, he came through. He came through. Then Sylvester went there and said, what we do? He said, my man, you don't let. I tell you everything. And that time something like that happened to me. Just put the thing on auto. But that day they call me on auto, my man.
So hold on now. So that Sylvester put a play the country on auto.
No, Sylvester went asking.
Uh,
Making through after somebody he showed
No.
where it was.
Listen, yeah, the other thing, somebody history came through.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna call your co-pilot. He said
Yeah,
that
he said, no,
trying to get rid of me.
I told you.
No, hold on. He said I think that Prince Johnson trying to get you. Didn't hear it. You hear Prince Johnson talking.
and then now,
He
I'm
said
from
that,
my co-pilot. He
Yeah.
chose Prince Johnson before
Yeah.
they jump in his
Prince
seat.
Johnson before the crash the plane. You
You know, Sylvester said, Chivo. He said, yeah, so
No, Sylvester, you must be in charge. I pick
Yeah.
Aaron Johnson and Prince Johnson.
No, but Sylvester came out to get if I said, Chief. He said, yeah. So you want me to call Kun? He said, talk about what now? He said, but Chief, the Lord said, when you now, you know, when you are not ready to lead, you know, the man can be leading in the meantime. He said, but man, I told you.
fly in the country.
Yeah, you don't want to fly. A co-pilot can take it. He said, you don't let. I was saying, I told you. That Prince Johnson standing behind that man.
You want tell me you want Prince Johnson to be piloting the plane? Yeah? I beg you.
He said, my man, put it to your auto, man.
Oh, guys. Yeah. Volcano, where are we, man?
Yeah. From January 22nd to now, my man, we still auto, man.
After the finishing when he came back, damn, my man. So
they make you through.
Yeah, would that be easy?
Yeah. You go out for the guy, he will tell you that he's still auto.
We had to move Sylvester for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time for the guy go to the fashion, they say, man, I never I can't close up.
We already investigating his brother. Then one kind, yeah.
No. They said we'll give a brother job. We thought on him.
Yeah, so let go as a brother.
Let's share the job.
Then split that money. They said, but they brought the man brother suspended. He said, my man, not my business, man. You move from my face. I got too many things you have to worry about. I got people I can't worry about again.
Hey, Liberia. Hey, what kind of country is this? Wow.
Oh, Lord Jesus, man.
At least I got my laugh on.
What type of country is this, eh?
Knowing that the country is on autopilot since January 22nd when the baby fainted. All right. Sylvester, press the button.
Yes, me. I told you press the thing. You say, oh, I'm a concours. You say, you don't listen here. I said, press the thing on auto.
And so since Sylvester pressing on, I had
move you.
I told when I start changing the paper nominee now and putting
Yeah.
now he flying the plane.
Put a man fly, yeah.
He flying the plane, so put it on the out. So
Yeah.
man, I co-pilot now.
I'm got a sure co-pilot, my man. You know, Papa put your lady, he said, Moses send information of Volcano you're busy before you get to the radio station there. Sylvester said, man, Moses send me any Epoma or Eugene need that.
Moses sending the anti-government element.
Yeah.
Let him criticize government. You're moving from it.
The boy started removing everyone all names, my man.
Remember, yeah, Aja convention coming and Aja on the team. Moses,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
talk behind the same, but you beat Aja man, my man. It'll intervene and solve some issues.
Okay, you look over. Winter.
Yeah, but it's gonna be okay.
Ah, man, let's go. We'll talk later. I just wanted to pick Moses up.
I know, my man. Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
put a show on autopilot. All
All right, my man. We'll be man. Don't put it auto before we die.
right. My people, yeah, thank you all for joining
Thank
us.
you, my people. It was a pleasure having you guys.
Today, you know,
Yeah.
good conversation. Thomas Awaji, thanks for your contribution as well. Beno Colonel Cole, I mean, yeah, thank you so much for joining us here. We'll be back here by the grace of God on Tuesday next week. Again, the Issues Room, Facebook, YouTube, X, and LinkedIn.
Thank
You know,
you.
join us. Help to share the word. Invite
It
us
was your
to
pleasure.
follow us so we can make this platform bigger than what it is.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. We'll catch up again. Good night.
Sure. Bye bye.